month. Mr. Jaden. Let's make it happen.
All right, everyone. Good.
Let's
A lot of
go.
good things we got to chat about.
Ready
Good.
We are back with part 2 of this series, ladies and gentlemen. It's been officially 1 week since the first video, so if you haven't watched that, go check that out. This is a road to 10K a month with Jaden here, local in Montreal. Quick recap, if you haven't watched the last video, last month he did 3.5K. The month before that he did 5K. So in the month of June, the plan is to hit his first ever 10K month. We implemented the, more outreach, tracking stuff, the sales perspective. How many sales calls did you have? Give me like a rundown just how the week was.
So this month, this week, I was pretty slow, to be fairly honest. It was one of the slowest week. I think cold calling team, just building more culture. That was one thing, just getting them to dial, hit the phones. I need to be more consistent in my cold calling, so making sure I'm doing the dial myself as well. Because the thing is with even service delivery and outreach, it's always about communicating with people. When you have your ISA calling those people up, you have to train them. And I just want to make sure I have that kind of skill running in and just getting those appointments. My quality was better when I was cold calling myself than now just having my cold callers. So that's something I want to look at into. As far as cold DM, which we talked about, I've tried it. I just don't have a set structure to where now it's kind of how do I transition to the opener to now I want to book them in.
Yeah.
I kind of need to figure that out as well. So I've booked appointments. I think we had 12 this week, but 4 or 5 appointments taken.
Okay.
A lot of unqualified, to
Yeah.
be fairly honest. I had real estate investors I had.
Okay.
I had, who else did I have? I had a girl, but she was not qualified. So far, just volume, I think, is going to be the biggest thing. Just getting more volume to where that kind of negates all the unqualified. That's pretty much with sales.
Okay, sweet. So you had 12 booked calls this week, and then how many showed up? I don't care if they're qualified, unqualified.
5.
Okay, so just under 50% show up rate. So did you start doing the setting yourself too, where you were calling the calls?
Yeah.
Okay, and did that help a little bit? Did people answer?
They're not answering the phone.
Okay, so yeah, with that, try triple dialing them. Try calling them again later in the evening, just because if you get them to answer, they might just reschedule with you, or you can just unqualify them right then and there, and then you don't have to count it as a book call, just count as a cancellation, which doesn't really go towards a no-show. We count our cancels and no-shows are completely separate metrics, because if someone is not showing up, if someone's canceling, it's a completely different metric to look at. You got to make sure you're tracking that differently too. If someone's canceling and you're calling them, well, that's completely different than a no-show. So, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because if you're doing setting and you call a call, our setter calls the day before and she cancels because they weren't qualified or they need you to cancel or whatever, that's a completely different metric. That's just people canceling. That's not people not showing up.
They're just, okay.
Or you can track the amount of people canceling and then the amount of no-shows that you're getting, which are completely different metrics and completely different ways to go about fixing those metrics. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The first thing we'll attack here is I definitely want to go over the DM outreach and kind of give you a full structure on how to do that, so you can actually just start focusing on the volume and banging all that stuff out. So we'll go over that. And then the first thing I'm going to go over here is that this is a problem a lot of people face in the beginning too, is they just try and focus on delegating so much stuff to the point where they just want to almost do what they want to do, or they feel in order to scale, I need to be delegating, I need to have a team, I need to do this. But in the early stages, I was doing it all myself. I didn't have any setters, I didn't have any cold callers. My first hire was a year in when I already had 13 clients, and it was Parker to help with service delivery. So I did all the sales, I did all the outreach and that all myself. So yeah, even though you have a team of cold callers, you should still be you should be the best cold caller. You should be doing the most cold calls every day in the morning and evening. You should still be doing the most outreach, because for the most part, you don't have a whole lot of stuff else to work on. From a service delivery perspective, okay, you have 4 or 5 clients. That only takes up so much time.
Yeah, I agree.
You're going to do the tasks in the morning. That's it. It takes 45 minutes to change creatives. Then you just have to wait and see if it's working or if it's not, and then do another task. So it's not like service delivery is daunting you to the point where it's taking up 8-10 hours a day.
I agree.
You need to be the best employee in your own business right now. You should be the best guy. You should be making yourself the most money. You should be doing the most cold calls. You should be doing the most outreach. You should be taking the sales calls. You should be doing the service delivery, because that's where you're at right now. A lot of people in the early stages think in order for me to scale, in order for me to do good, I have to try and build a sick team in the beginning. But to be honest, I don't believe in that. You should just be the best employee and be doing
everything
the most. Yeah. And you should be the best at it right now. Definitely hop back on the cold calling train if you haven't been already, and be doing as many cold calls as you possibly can. And it also sets the tone for the guys. I don't know whoever you have doing cold calls, but it motivates them to see that, holy shit, yeah, I only got 2 calls this week, but Jaden did X amount of calls and he booked in 15. Like, we need to level up here. I'm trying to, book as many calls as he is so I can make that commission check or whatever that looks like. It's the same for me. I'm still a full-time sales rep basically right now, and I'm taking just as many calls as the other guys. And when they see me closing deals and stuff like that, they get motivated from that. They're like,
Gotcha.
yeah, the boss is still in the trenches, taking the calls, closing deals. Like, I'm trying to level up and figure out what
example for them.
Yeah, exactly. And then eventually, as you grow, you'll remove yourself from those roles, and you won't be doing cold calling anymore. You won't be doing DM outreach, but in the early stages, you need to be the guy. You need to be your best employee. So for one, that's definitely one thing to work on this upcoming.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah, I think I do agree. I have been keep myself accountable. I have been kind of slacking up with the cold calls. I do want to improve service delivery, but it's true. Like, I can do way more. I do agree.
And it's because it's ass. Like, let's be real. Cold calling is not like a fun thing to do. So, and just set your goals and the KPIs you want to hit, and then just make it like a religion. Like, it's just, you do it day in and day out, yes or yes. You don't think about it. It's like, I have to hit these numbers. I have to do 100 cold calls. I have to do my DMs. Like, it's just, that's what I have to do. And that's what it was for me. For like the longest time, it was just like, I didn't even think about it. It was like, oh, I just have to make these cold calls. I have to do this as part of my routine. It's like I wake up, go to the gym. It's the same thing. The second thing we're going to go over is giving you an actual set scripts and stuff for the DM stuff. Because right now you said you kind of don't know.
It's a bit iffy.
You don't even know what you should be sending for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so walk me through, I don't know if you have your laptop or whatever, but walk me through what your current...
My strategy for a cold DM?
Yeah, what it looks like right now. Just so the people know, and then they know how we're going to fix it. Is your laptop cooked?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
That's why I'm looking to buy a new Mac. Like, before this.
10K months we get the new Mac.
Yeah. The biggest thing right now, like, if we go like the outreach of itself, I'm kind of saying, hey, do you guys take on more clients?
Okay.
And then I kind of leverage that as like, okay, by the way, I do this for this realtor. I do want to leverage because I have like a top producer in Boston. So I kind of leverage that as like, hey, you're like next to it. I work with this guy. He's having great results. Like, he's booking a lot of appointments.
Okay, so right now you kind of roughly know what it looks like. Your first message is saying,
yeah,
hey, are you able to take on more clients? Or hey, are you able to, get more deals? Oh, you can pull up your DMs too if you want.
Yeah, I can pull over here, yeah.
Okay, so this is what the current cold DM strategy looks like. He's DMing the agent saying, you service in Boston, here applies depending on the property and or a client. Yeah, what do you have in mind? And then you hit him with a pitch. Honestly, I'm working with a realtor and averaging 7 or 10 appointments with buyers and seller a month. Was looking at another realtor to service in a different part of Boston. Are you completely closed off for me to share a strategy and how we do it in Boston? And that's the kind of the pitch. And then obviously depending on what they say. Okay, sweet. So the main problem with this is that since these realtors receive so many cold emails, DMs, SMSs, cold calls every single day, day in and day out, if you ask any of them, they all say the same shit. Your opener needs to be less looking like you're already trying to sell them something. Like, if I got that message, I'm like, oh, here we go again. Like, obviously, it's like, I already know what this is going to be about. So my approach has always been like that mousetrap, bait and switch sort of offer, where almost like I'm like inquiring about a property or like inquiring about them potentially helping me sell or buy a place. So it's called like a mousetrap, bait and switch model, whatever people want to call it.
Yeah.
It works because they see that question. They're going to reply regardless, especially if I'm sending it from my personal profile, for sending it from my personal Instagram. They just think I'm a client. So now they want to reply, they reply to it, and then boom, we send our pitch. Wow. So your pitch is actually pretty good. Let me read your pitch again. I would just make it more clear. Okay, honestly, I'm working with a realtor in the Vincentini group in Boston and averaging 7 to 10 appointments with buyers and sellers a month. I was looking for another realtor to service in a different part of Boston. So even just that part right there, the part that you're leveraging is great, but I still don't know what you do. Like, okay, am I going to post content every day, or like, what's this even about? You're averaging 7 to 10 appointments. Are you just an in-house marketer working with them? Or like, I don't know what, I still don't know what this is about. And it just says, are you completely closed for me to share a strategy and how we do it in Boston? But like, your whole thing is you're trying to get him on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
You have nothing mentioning of him being like, are you open for a quick Zoom call chat about how this could work for you?
Gotcha.
So there's no, no pitch from that. So I would change this, just make it more simplistic, and all a pitch should be when you're just sending like an SMS or a DM like this is just very, very briefly who I am, what we do, our offer, and then how I can do it for you.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Jaden with the XYZ. We help these agents get 7 to 10 more appointments like this realtor in Boston. We guarantee XYZ, or you don't pay. Would you be
straight up? You'll just go straight up into the
pitch. Yeah, it's just who we are, what we do, our offer, and are you open to a Zoom call? Because now they're like, oh shit, this guy's okay, real estate marketing agency. He's done it for these people. This is his offer. Would I open to learn more about it over a Zoom call? Yeah, fuck it. Why not? So I'll show you what ours looks like, and I'll show you the...
Because yes, I think, okay, so I thought about like kind of building more like trust, but you guys usually go straight up,
No.
kind of like an ad.
There's no point building trust when you're doing cold outreach because
Gotcha.
there's no trust to build there. Like you're at the end of the day, you're sending DMs.
Yeah.
How much trust are you gonna be able to build over a DM? And if you try and ask them 17 different questions,
It's gonna lose their interest.
they're gone. They're never gonna reply. They don't care, or they'll always reply because they think I could be a potential client. And I say, God. So it's very clear who I am, what we do, our offer. Are you open to a Zoom call?
And plus, they can go on your profile and go check what you guys doing.
Yeah, and then they're either into it or they're not. It's like there's no point in me trying to have like an actual full conversation with this person. I have no idea who they are. They have no idea who I am over DMs. It's never going to work. You're never going to build that trust. And I'm just speaking from our perspective and what's worked for us, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who take the approach of going quality over quantity and ask like 17 different questions. But if you're doing the setting now anyways, the whole point of when you do the setting is you can ask them a couple quick questions and then confirm they're showing up and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But we just need book calls. We just want to get in 4 or 5 book calls every single day.
What you got conversion rate for this, like the cold DMs?
Honestly, I don't know, but it's good enough to the point where I've done that exact same strategy for the last 3.5 years.
Okay, the same. Okay.
Exact same over the last 3.5 years.
And did you never say like, yeah, let's do it, let's get on a call?
A lot of people just say, yeah, let's do it. I'm interested. Like, yeah, sure, let's have a Zoom call for next week. Because now, like, people are curious. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, why not? I'm interested in this. But when you just try and ask them 17 different questions, you're just gonna lose them. Or you're like, okay, buddy, like, I don't know who you are. I'm not going through a whole exam here on giving you like all this information. Yeah, that's I'll send you over like the scripts for that.
Yeah, that would be.
It's pretty simple, but I'll just send you over the first message and what our pitch is, so maybe you can switch some stuff up to base it around that.
Gotcha.
And we also do a lot of follow-ups. Like if they don't answer the first one, we send like 3 or 4 follow-ups the next day, is just try and get them to reply. So there's some following up with that as well, but basically it's pretty basic.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And with the content aspect of it, I wanted to ask you, because I'm starting to post content because I do want to build that as well. What would you say advice? Because I have results, like it's great, but should I kind of like, should I do my content creation with everything I'm doing right now?
Yeah, so attention's a new currency, and having an actual brand for the business is a big thing, because even when you're doing cold outreach, a lot of why our cold outreach is decent is because they self-qualify us through just going down a rabbit hole of watching all the videos.
Yeah.
Like I DM them, they agree to the call, and they click on the profile, and then they're like, oh shit, then they start watching all these videos, the testimonials, what we're doing. Do we have videos with other agents? And they're like, oh, this is kind of actually cool. And they kind of start to qualify us for what we do just based off the profiles. So 100% keep posting content, and don't try and post stuff that you think is going to go viral. Like, don't even have that mindset. Don't even be thinking about, oh, what's going to get the most views, or, how can I get 10,000 views in this next video? Like, don't think of anything that's going to go for virality, and just focus strictly on providing value to the realtors. Because at the end of the day, if you get 200, 300, 400 views, but it's a good quality content, and it's going to qualify you for the realtors that are watching it, that's all you're looking to do. Yeah. Because that's the whole point of the profile. So as long as the realtors are going on there and they're watching videos on how you did this for this person, or what your service delivery looks like all your videos on there should just be focused about real estate, marketing tips, past results, like just all stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
All our strategies looks like is just throughout the week, we have Zoom calls, or we face problems, or we see something that a realtor's not doing. You just write down that idea real quick, and then you just go and film and talk about it. Like if you have follow-up problems, this is what our agents should be doing to close more deals. This is a problem we ran into. Or if you had a quick win on an ad account where you got 7 leads in a day, you post a video talking about how you did that. It's just all simple stuff like that where you're just providing good value.
Gotcha. Quick question, the editing, I'm doing with CapCut, and it doesn't seem like super professional.
Yeah.
What would you suggest? Just kind of hiring an editor? Like, what would be the best thing?
Yeah. So from an editing perspective, Evan, what do you think the best way for someone to edit when they're starting off on their own is?
You're on CapCut?
Yeah.
CapCut's great. Personally, I use Premiere Pro for everything, but DaVinci's another good one on a computer.
DaVinci's free too.
My 2 biggest tips would be, obviously you want the shots to be clear. Make sure your lighting is good, but also your audio quality, because that's the good mics, are able to hear you, because that's the 2, you can only see and hear a video, so make sure those 2 things are hammered down. And in terms of editing captions or whatever, personally, I find stuff converts better that's not super flashy. In the more stuff you're going at people, the more it feels like you're being fed an extra content. It doesn't land with people. Focus on just providing value, being authentically yourself, and that goes a long way. Giving people value and just being you. That will do way better than, I have the best edits. No one cares. At the end of the day, the realtor doesn't want the best editor in the world. They want a kid who's gonna
get them.
bring them leads, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just focus on good lighting, good audio, and then just straight value and just be yourself. Do that, I promise you.
Gotcha. Let me get that straight up.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to focus on right now is just getting you to be the best employee within your business in the beginning and hitting your KPIs like as if you would grill someone if they weren't hitting theirs and hitting their numbers.
Yeah.
Start doing your cold calls, set your numbers up for that. Implement this new DM outreach script that I'm going to send you. It's phenomenal. We've literally used it for the last 4 years straight, so we've never changed it. So just focus on quantity over quality from a DM perspective because it's all cold outreach anyways. Yeah, I mean, if you hammer down on the cold calling, you still have the cold calling team and you start doing it yourself religiously and you start doing the DMs, I think you should have no problem getting more volume. Keep this in mind too. There's going to be highs and lows. Like not every week is a phenomenal week where you're going to book in 25 Zoom calls. Like we have weeks like that too. There's going to be off weeks inevitably. That's just how business works. Like, so just because this is an off week doesn't matter, but there's things that you could still improve and work on to try and reduce those, like, you know, doing the cold calls yourself. But at the end of the day, not every week's going to be great, but I would focus on doing all that stuff yourself, leveling up the content and keep posting like you're posting. Cause like I said, attention to your currency and qualifying yourself is huge. Yeah. I think the main bottleneck right now is just we need to get you more booked calls to actually chat with more people. Did you change up the offer at all? Like the calls that you did take, because last week we talked about improving your close rate.
I just bumped to 2K.
Oh,
it didn't change anything. Like, like I get the same thing. Like it doesn't change anything. And right now I feel more confident even charging 3K because it's like I have results. Like it works. Like it obviously works. Once you have the proven like follow-up systems, it's gonna convert. Whether or not it's just a volumes game. So like even like now it's just kind of like me just getting my better sales scripts, like a better system into sales. Handle the yes, no, I tried it. It was okay, it worked. For me right now, it's just kind of like building more trust on the call. I think it just all comes down to me like kind of speaking slower, just making myself like having a better discovery as well. All those stuff are just gonna make sure I think it's gonna improve my closing rate. I think right now I'm at 14% qualified appointments to close. So like I get a lot of unqualified leads. So now it's gonna like maybe my closing is not even that low. It's pretty higher. It's just that I'm getting a lot of unqualified. Like I hop on a call. He's an investor. She's making like 3 deals in a year. Like she doesn't have money to invest.
So why is that person even having a call with you though?
That's what we try to figure out. Last day, I was on a call with one of my business partner, and we just kind of saw like, okay, the setting is bad. Like we hopped on someone to call with our setters, and we had to set expectation about like, okay, this is the qualified appointments. This is what we want to have, and that's what we don't want to have.
And that's where you should even be doing the setting beforehand, the day before too. Like obviously some people won't answer, so you're not gonna be able to prevent it all the times, but that's why you need to be double down on those people to try and like ask them those questions and get them to confirm they're showing up. Because you should never realistically be taking those calls in the first place. Like you shouldn't be hopping on with an investor like this. Can't even do anything with them. You know what I mean? So
it is.
No, that's huge. I think honestly for this week, that's about it. Start implementing this new VM script. Hopefully implement that stuff that we talked about last week for the increase in the close rate. We just need to get you more volume. Next week when I go over is record. I don't know, do you record your sales calls right now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, sweet. So this week that you have coming up, bring 2 of your best calls to the table.
Gotcha.
And we're going to review those live and see where I think you can definitely improve. And even see some of the rebuttals you get at the end of the calls. Go over that. And then next week, I'll have my laptop and we'll go over our entire internal paid ad strategy with you.
Let's do it.
So I'll show you the Miro board of how we go about create the video scripts, what we're testing, what our ad sets campaigns look like, the sauce on our entire back end to our personal paid ad strategy. So we can start getting you that scripting bot and running some, paid ads middle of June. And test that out. Have the conversation with your, mentors too, because at the end of the day, business is business. So they're going to understand that. Any good business owner will. If the value was there in the beginning, beautiful. If you don't think that it's necessary right now because you got the foundations and they can't help you out from like a service delivery perspective anymore. And it's like, at the end of the day, business. You don't want to throw out $1,000 a month. You might want to just put that into ad spend and not make your margins better, but just like use that money
to reinvest
better. Instead of paying someone $1,000 a month, I'm going to use that now towards ad spend because I need to, start booking more calls, which is exactly what you could do.
I think that's what it is.
But we're on a good pace right now.
I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling confident.
Let's go. This week's going to be good. Get some more book calls in. You're going to start banging out the cold calls just like you should be.
So 10K is like what? 2 closing, 3 closing?
We're good.
Super doable.
We got it. You just need to get more book calls, get more reps. It'll be good.
Literally.
Beautiful. So this is it for Series 2. Hopefully you guys got some value from that. Jaden is at 1.5K.
This month,
A little slow week, but that's inevitable. That's the name of the game. We got some stuff we're going to work on, stuff we're going to improve. And we'll see you guys next Sunday to hopefully see where he's at. If you haven't watched the last video, go check that out. Like, subscribe. See you in the next one.
See you guys. Caribou Kids. That's what
Oh
it's
damn.
called.
What's like the menu like? What is
I think
it?
it's like steaks. It's like,
Oh, okay.
But it's good. It's like a French, kind of like a French restaurant.
Damn.
I've been like once. It's really good.
Really good?
Yeah. At 10K, we'll get a dinner in.
Yeah,
There you
10K. We'll go for dinner.
Put it on paper. Make it deal right now. Make
Yeah,
it packed right now.
let's put it on paper.
Yeah,
10K, let's get a dinner.
10K. We'll go for dinner. It'll be on me and we'll celebrate.
What's happening?